Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I am filming my plan with me for the week of August 1st through the 7th, and I am using this Birthday Babe Scribble Co. Franken kit for the week of a wedding actually. So although it is a birthday themed kit obviously, but there's only one box that says Birthday Babe, to like anything that just indicates that it is for a birthday. So I purposely left that full box out so that I used the other 7 stickers, which are like party celebratory themed, which I thought worked really well for a wedding. And then I pulled in some bottom washi. This one right here is from Glam Planner. And then I had another one from Scribble Co. that also included a patterned box. So I used a PLANMAS foiled full box overlay with that one to put in the top right corner, or top left corner, excuse me, to use as my 8th box. So I really love Franken planning. It's a great way to use up leftover stickers. And with this kit, I obviously had the full boxes, and I also had the label add-ons as well for this kit. And then I just pulled in some items from my multicolor collection. I try to stay with the pastel pinks as well as like the peachy corally oranges. And then I really liked that there was a pop of green in all of the full boxes with like the greenery and like the stems from the flowers and whatnot. So I wanted to pull that in as well, because 1, I had the stickers, 2, I didn't want a full pink spread, and 3, because the stickers that I had a lot of them and they were all of the same color because they were all leftovers from the same kit. So I wanted to pull those in, and I think it worked well. I think honestly the green might be a tad too dark, but I really tried to use as many of those green stickers as I could so that it wasn't like a random pop of green. It kind of looked cohesive. And again, I think it helps because they were all from the same kit, so they were all exactly the same shade of green, which again, I think really helped make it look a little bit more cohesive. And that's what I suggest doing when you're making a Franken spread, to use to pick one color from an old kit and just use all of that, all of those stickers of that color, so that instead of like 10 different shades of pink, you only have 2 or something like that, which is a great way to make a spread look more cohesive and uniform when it isn't in fact from the same spread at all. So that's what I did here, and I think it worked out really well. I had like an orangey freebie from Scribble Co., leftover stickers from both Glam Planner and Scribble Co. As you'll see, actually really the only functional items I used in this spread were from Glam Planner and Scribble Co. And then I used the foil from Scribble Co. as well as PLANMAS. And this spread, I used gold foil when I could, but I wanted to focus on gold hollow or sparkly gold hollow, champagne lights, whatever you want to call it, because I had some leftovers and I rarely use that color, and I thought it would be a nice pop to use with this spread. And I really like the way it turned out. I did use the gold just to pull in the specific wedding items, both from the scripts, like the wedding themed scripts from Scribble Co., as well as the PLANMAS overlays that I mentioned before. And everything else was basically the gold hollow, whatever variation of it may be. So yeah, I'm really happy with the way that it turned out. And if you guys have any questions regarding where any of the stickers are from, please let me know in the comments down below. I do link all of the shops that I use in the description. However, if you want a very specific sticker, icon, character, functional item, whatever it is, just let me know in the comments. So I guess I'll start with the day by day, since I'm sure I'll get caught up at some point. Monday was a pretty normal day, or even really the first half of this week was a relatively normal week until we traveled for the wedding. But I had my coffee Monday, as I usually do. Caught up on YouTube videos Monday morning. Since I don't like Mondays, I kind of take them as a half day. I found that kind of works better for me for my productivity levels and everything. So Monday mornings, I kind of just take it slow, have a longer breakfast, and watch a little bit more YouTube to kind of start my day. And then I joined writing group, which is a silent co-working session with my graduate school. So I got a little bit of work done there. And then in the evening, I did the budget. Since this is the first day of the month, I usually use the first couple of days or one of the first couple of days of the month to close out the previous month's budget, as well as make any necessary transfers for the upcoming month's budget. Since Colton and I, my partner, we have a joint budget. I mean, we do keep separate finances. Like, he has his own individual account, I have my own individual bank account. But we do have certain expenses that we use for the joint, like rent, groceries, bills, savings, things like that. So whatever we get paid, we kind of divvy out what we're going to keep for our personal stuff and then what we put in the joint. So that takes a little bit of time each month to figure out. And then in the evening, we watched Bambi. So I mentioned it a few videos back. It hasn't been that consistent as I'd like it to be, but we are currently going through all of the Disney animated feature films in order of release. And this week it just happened to be Bambi. So I used a foiled sticker from Scribble Co., as you'll see, in gold. She has scripts of a lot of the Disney movies, and one of them was Bambi, so I decided to use it. I also picked up some in black from Planet Hannah, and those are a little bit more, like, she has more options, I think, from what I remember, than SPC did. So I used those if SPC 1 isn't available, or if I'm using a foil that's not one of the 4 core foils, because I just purchased those from Scribble Co. Yeah, so anyway, moving on to Tuesday, one of my friends defended her master, so I went to go listen to her presentation. I did some work, had a meeting with my advisor, and then I marked that I melted some wax, or most likely I lit a candle. I kind of use those in my planner. I might mark those as the same thing, use them interchangeably. So I did one or the other. And then Tuesday night, as always, we went to trivia, which I like to mark with those beer stickers, and that because it is at a brewery. And then I finished up the evening by reading. And then moving on to Wednesday, which I already have marked, is SPC new releases. If I have a sticker in that foil specifically that says like Scribble Co. new releases, I will use it, even whether I'm buying something or not, just to use up those stickers. Because most likely I do, when they become available, I'll add it to like my wish list or something. I won't purchase it. I don't purchase every week. I kind of wait for the bigger sales. Or if there's something that's time sensitive, I'll kind of just, bunch of things together. But I will typically add things to my wish list just to keep on top of that. Did some work, had a meeting, filming, and then what I'm doing right now is for a pool party. I forgot the reason. I think it was just like a random, Colton wanted to have friends over. It was nice out, and we have a pool in the backyard. So it was with Colton's friends from work. So we had that. And then Colton and I purchased some wedding gifts. As you can see, that's the wedding script stickers from Scribble Co. One for the wedding this weekend, for the wedding in September, and I believe we also purchased some for the wedding in October. We had a lot of weddings this year, all kind of back to back. So did all of that together, and then packed for the trip this weekend. Moving on to Thursday, I did the last load of laundry before we left. I was going to mark that I did my nails, ended up doing that once we got there at the hotel, or actually no, we stayed at a friend's house. I ended up doing it there, but anyway, did some editing so that a video could still go up while I was gone, finalized the packing, get everything together, and then we drove to LA. Well, first we stopped at Wendy's for lunch, and then we drove to LA since flights were way cheaper flying out of LAX than they were at our local airport, and we're only like 2 hours away from LAX, so sometimes we will drive down because I have a friend who lives like 10-15 minutes away from LAX. We'll stay with her. So that was really nice of her to let us stay there, and that's what we did. We played Mario Party, and then I finished off the evening by reading. Moving on to Friday was our day of travel. As you'll see, it was a very short weekend, a very expensive short weekend because this is when flight prices were absolutely crazy. Flew from LAX to Seattle, had a layover in Seattle, and then flew to Helena in Montana, if you're not familiar. Met up with the friends. They were working, so they let us into their house before they got off work, and then we kind of chilled there. I'm pretty sure I took a nap until they got off of work, and then we all decided to go out for dinner. We went to a restaurant in downtown Helena called Windbag. It was basically just a normal, like, bar type American food restaurant. We walked around downtown a little bit because there was a little bit of a wait because it's Friday night. And yeah, downtown Helena is super cute if you've never been. Did that, and then when we got home, we decided to watch Lightyear, which is the new, like, Buzz Lightyear Pixar, I believe it's Pixar actually, movie, and it was okay. It was better than I expected. Like, I wasn't overly excited to see it, but I'm so glad that I did. There were some parts that I wasn't expecting, like the story was different, like not what I expected, but it was still good. We all enjoyed it overall. And then Saturday morning we had some time because obviously well, I shouldn't say obviously, but the wedding was in the afternoon or evening even. So in that morning we hiked to Mount Helena, which is the local mountain in Helena. Did a quick run to Walgreens. That's when I did my nails. And then we had the wedding, which I'll change the sticker out, but I used one of the Once More with Love stickers since it was pink and I thought it worked really well with the spread. And then we actually left the wedding a little bit earlier than we were expecting. And then so when we got back, we played with Colton's friends that we were staying with. We played Mario Kart and kind of rotated who was playing since they had a Switch and they only had 2 controllers. And it was a lot of fun. So we had a really good night that night. And then Sunday morning was the day that we were leaving. As I mentioned, very quick trip, like less than 48 hours, which is crazy, but worth it. So we packed up all of our things and then we all went to the hot springs in Helena, which was really nice. Because it was Sunday morning, like we literally got there right when it opened. There was only like 3 other people there. So we had the whole place to ourselves. I mean, it was kind of small to begin with, but it was still really nice to kind of not be crowded because in pool settings, when it's crowded, it kind of gets nasty. So that was really nice. And because they had like a little bit of a chill to the day, in the morning at least, where the hot springs felt really nice. So we chilled there, had lunch, and then after lunch, because our flight wasn't until like 3 or 4. So right after lunch, we drove to the airport, said our goodbyes to Colton's friends. Flew back into LAX with the layover, probably in Seattle again, who knows. And then that night we drove from LA back home and then had McDonald's late night for dinner. So that is everything this week. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and I'll see you next time. Thank you so much for watching and hope you have a good day. Bye-bye.